All right. My name's Chapo, one of the cameo DMs here at the UAG. Tonight we are playing Jubei Campfire Stories with your lovable Jubei character. I'll have everybody introduce themselves from my left to right. First up will be Matt G.
It helps if you unmute your microphone.
Yes.
Hello, everybody. I am Matthew number 2. I will be playing Eridan, the fighter rogue archer, who has a pact with a djinn and other interesting qualities.
All right. We got Matt number 1.
I'm Matt. I'll be playing Adrian the Art Mage.
All right.
He is torn mentally in many different ways.
Is he a basket case? All right. Then we have Alex.
Hi everyone, I'm Alex Newton. I'll be playing Cassandra Haloheart, Protector Asmar, Devotion Paladin. She's from another plane, which doesn't really have too much magic of her own. So she came here and pretty much starting a new life, serving Palor and dishing out justice wherever she can.
All right. Then we have Ty.
Hi, I'm Ty. I'm playing Scribe. She is a revenant, rogue, monk, warlock, bard. And she's pretty much just... pretty much her goal anymore is just to gain experience and get stronger.
All right.
Oh, that fucking class lineup.
Yeah. Yeah, but when is she going to take on her grandfather?
Whenever 5e decides that level 40 is a possibility. And he dropped.
And he dropped. And whoever the viewer is, if you want to play, send me a message. If not, we'll continue on. So, I'm going to give Ty a few more minutes here and get back in. So it's nighttime. And the four of you got an invitation from Kukyo to come out to his place and join a, I don't know, I guess like a get together of all the UAG members that could make it. So you get out there, and of course, you know, Cookie's out there, and Rev Jack, and a couple other UAG members that happen to make it. I'm not going to say any specific names because I don't know who else would be out there. And you know, he hired. Well, actually, he really didn't have to hire a bard. One of the members that's a bard is out there singing. I'm going to say it's what's his name? There's a changeling that we have. I think Alex number 2's character. Arlo is out there singing, and maybe one of the other ones that has a nice voice also. Hey, there we go.
Wilder.
Yeah. So, I'll catch you over quick, Ty. So, it's nighttime, and Kukyo invited a lot of the UAG members out, or all the UAG members out to his land. For like a kind of like a barbecue get together, kind of sort of. And you know, he's got a nice fire going, and he's got logs set out in a big ring so everybody can sit down and BS. He even had some of these little white sugary puffs made. One of the chefs he found in Lumina, basically it's marshmallows. He's also got another one of Rev Jack's over there roasting a pig, chopping chunks off for people, and you know, so everybody's kind of getting together and stuff. And and Jubei shows up, and everyone's just kind of looking like, "The fuck's going on?"
Oh crap!
He comes in, and he's got his entourage of platypi sons, and Herschel's with him, and what's it called?
Steve.
Steve's with him. Chocolate Jesus is with him also, even though it's kind of weird to have Chocolate Jesus there. But he gives you guys a couple pieces of chocolate off of him for the marshmallows.
Holy s'mores!
Yeah, he says, "Pass it around." There's more where that came from. Anyways, night goes on. No crazy shit. He's just bullshitting with everybody, and everybody's having a good time. Not that it happens that often. And he, along with him, he bring this huge keg of ale, and it's probably some of the best tasting ale you've ever had. No fuckery. It's just real ale. It's pretty good stuff, and a few hours passes by, and everybody's pretty lit. And Jubei's doing some fucking magical fire stuff with the campfire and everything. And he's like, so anybody got any camp stories?
What kind of camp stories are you talking about?
He's like, well, has anybody ever been camping besides being out in the wilderness hunting down fucking bad things? As a kid, nobody's ever been out camping with their family or anything.
No.
Around a campfire. Not even you, Ty.
Ty has been. Scribe has not been.
He says, well,
Every time Scribe ever went camping, it was always to kill something.
okay.
Or to get back home after killing something.
Okay. So, he's like, nobody? He's like, that's terrible. He says, well, I got one for you all. If you guys wanna listen.
Sure.
That's what we're here for.
He says, many moons ago, and he waves his hand, and the fire kind of turns into this big globe of light, and you see kind of it's kind of like a huge crystal ball, but without being a crystal. And you see a picturesque landscape and stuff. And he says, eons ago, when I was a small goblin, when I was actually a goblin, there was this story about this thing called Hobbit Jockey. And this Hobbit Jockey would come around villages and steal everybody's left shoe for some reason. And then he would ransom them off for carrot pies and stuff like that. You can see he's pulling out these coins from his pocket and laying them down on this piece of wood next to him. You hear him click down like that. He says, if you guys want to see it for real, I could take you there. We kind of be like standard-bys. It's kind of like if you were scrying, kind of, sort of, or maybe scribing. What do you guys say? You guys want to go for a ride?
Sure, we've got nothing else to do.
I mean, I don't even know what scrying is, but that sounds like fun.
Yeah, why not?
What about you, Archmage?
Sure.
You up for a fantastic voyage?
I'm up for even a mediocre voyage.
Hey, there you go. So he hands you each a coin, and he hands a couple other people coins that, everybody else is like, nah, I'm not fucking with Jubei's coins. So you get this coin, and on the coin itself, when you look at it, it actually has your face, but way younger, like when you were a child. And for Scribe, well, it actually has your real face, but you don't show anybody what it really is or whatever. And you look at it, and it actually moves, makes faces at you and stuff, kind of like the faces that you used to do when you were a child. So you kind of trip out on it. He says, all right. And it starts getting warm in your hand. He says, clench it in your hand and tap your heels together 3 times and say, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. He's like watching you guys. He's like, you gonna do it?
Home kind of sucks, but okay, there's no place like home. I guess technically that's true. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
All right. So, Ty, see, from what it looks like, Scribe kind of slouches down, lays back on the log, kind of seems to like doze off. Is everybody else doing the same thing?
Yeah.
Without saying the words?
There's no place like home. No place like home. There's no place like home.
All right. So your character slouches down, seems to doze off. I'm just gonna say you two do it since you guys don't want to go into it. So you all wake up, and you're in that picturesque land, rolling hills. Off in the distance, you see a nice white castle. One of those real pretty castles that you see in like the paintings in the marketplace. Doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with this place at all.
That's when everything goes wrong.
And you look around and you see 3 other kids besides yourself. They all look familiar. They all look like younger versions of yourselves. Then this short little goblin comes out next to you guys. It's like, hey, it worked. You guys ready?
What do you mean it worked?
Sure.
He's like, all right, come on. So he takes off running. And at this point in Jubei's life, he just wears a loincloth and bare feet. So his little goblin's ears are flapping as he's running along. He's like, come on, it's not too far from here. So
Okay.
you guys are running for maybe about 20 minutes. And then you start seeing where you get over this top of this hill and you see a nice little village out in front of you. And seems like a peaceful village. There's maybe about 20 little huts scattered around within like a half-mile circular kind of area. People walking around, pushing carts, tending gardens, smacking oxen with sticks, stuff like that, And you do notice that everybody doesn't have left shoes on, though. Unless they don't have shoes at all. And as we walk in the village, you see this old man with this long beard sitting on the front porch of his house. He says, hey, young fellas, come here.
Sure, mister.
So you walk over. He says, aren't you a motley crew? A goblin, an elf. Not sure what you are. Not sure what you are. Not sure what you are. I'm guessing you guys, whatever race you guys are. So he says, so, you guys look like you're up for some adventure. What about it?
An elf, Asmar, and 2 humans.
Sorry?
Out of the party, it's Elf and Asmar and 2 humans.
Okay.
Maybe the old man doesn't know that, okay?
I'm pretty sure he would be able to identify humans.
Well, I forgot myself what you guys were, so he's just going along with it.
Exactly how young are we?
So I would say you guys are probably around 10 years old.
Okay. Nothing going to be too traumatic for Aridin then.
Oh, holy crap. Well, Scribe was still a rogue at 10 years old.
Were you? Okay.
Yeah.
So describe to me what you guys would look like at 10 years old.
10-year-old. Probably would be wearing something similar to, because she was being trained to be a squire at the time.
Okay.
I would probably look like a 6-year-old boy, but an elf, because, 10-year-old human and 10-year-old elf aren't aging at the same progression.
Okay.
Aridin would be in a dress with pigtails, sort of tomboyish, little dirt on her face.
Okay.
Scribe would be a short, little dark-haired girl with short hair. She's probably wearing black leathers and carrying a short sword because she's trained to be as an assassin.
Okay.
Even at 10.
All right. And let's see.
Well, one of us is ready for an adventure.
Yeah. So, what's your character's name again, Alex?
Cassandra.
Cassandra. And you're in Squire vestments, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Right to be.
All right. So he's looking at you all. He says, "Wow, you are definitely an adventurer group." He says, "I have a job for you." He says, "We've been plagued by this Hobbit Jockey thing for a long time now. And, well," he points over to his right, and you see this pretty good sized pile of right-footed shoes. He says, "I'm tired of buying shoes. I've been buying shoes for about 20 years. And every time I get a damn pair, this fucking thing comes out and just steals them in the middle of the night. Getting tired of this shit." He says, "So, I need you guys to find this fucking thing."
Have you ever thought of just buying shoes that weren't right and left feet, but could fit both feet?
He says, "No, sure haven't. I'll have to write that down." So he licks his thumb, pulls off some dirt off his arm, and he starts scribbling this on the side of a wall in his house. He says, "There we go. I'll have to think about that later."
All right, adventure's over. We can go on.
He says, "So, this Wabba Jockey thing. So I need you guys to find it. Can you do that for me?" He says, "I got some clues, but some other people got some clues here too."
You just want us to find it, not kill it.
He says, "Well, I don't know if it's just something that's, I don't know if it's good natured and it just thinks he's funny, or if it's a bad thing. If it's a bad thing, well, I guess if you're up for it, there, you with the short sword there." He says, "I guess you could kill it. But just
Good, bad, I don't care. Do you want it dead or not?"
He says, "If it attacks you, well, then you got to defend yourself. If it's alive, well, if you can capture it and bring it back here, maybe we can, parlay with it or figure something out."
Okay.
He says, "All right."
You can
He says,
count on
well,
us.
he says, I got two clues. One clue is it always comes from that side of the town. And he points to the west side of the town. And you look past the huts, and of course, it's a forest. But inside the forest, you can see hills peeking up once in a while, stuff like that. He says, the other thing is, it always comes right after middle, right past midnight, something like that. I've seen it a couple times running around. It's not too big, but it is really fast. So he says, but I think old man Remus has seen it too. So you might want to go talk to him. Maybe he can give you some clues too. He says, if you finish what I ask you to do, he says, I got this pouch of old gold nuggets that, well, I'm old. I know I'm going to die soon, and I don't need all this gold anymore, and you guys can have it. He says, just so you know that I'm not lying, he says, come on over here. He says, all you guys put your hands together.
You're a stranger.
He says, well, you're a stranger too. You're in my village, and I have no idea where the hell you came from.
Okay.
So you all walk over there, and you put your hands next to each other, and he pulls this pretty good sized sack, drops it in the middle of you guys, and he opens it up, and you see there's fucking a shit ton of gold nuggets in there. He says, this is all yours if you guys can get this done for me. He pulls it back and he sets it next to him. Says, I don't know what you all do with that much gold being as young as you are, but I'm sure it'll start you off in life pretty well.
Candy. Lots of candy.
Yeah.
Candy's good. He says, all right. He says, old man Remus is... He points behind you guys. He says, go down about 5 huts, and you'll see a hut with this large elephant tusk over the top of it. He says he killed him a mammoth one time. I think he's bullshitting. I think he just found it, but that's where he lives.
All right. Scribe turns and starts walking that direction.
Thanks, mister.
All right.
Eridan's going to go skipping after Scribe, just not paying attention to anything.
I'm going to cross my pointer finger with my middle finger and point it up in the air. I'm going to try and do firebolt.
All right. Roll me an Arcana check.
24.
Okay. So you seem to shoot a firebolt out, but it's not as powerful as it would be normally. It seems to be more like how powerful it would be like in the beginning if you just started casting spells.
Yeah.
Scribe's just going to knock on the guy's door.
Yeah. Firebolt was my racial spell.
Okay. So, this old dude comes out. He's shaven, wears pretty clean clothes. He's kind of like a veteran kind of look to him. See, he keeps his hair pretty short, and you see he carries a club on his side with some studs on it. He says, well, it's not every day you get such a motley crew coming to my door. How can I help you?
We're looking for a monster that steals shoes, and we hear that you may be able to tell us something about it.
The old man sent you.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I mean, both of you are old compared to us at this point.
Well, everybody's old compared to us at this point.
I think everyone's just old, period.
He nods his head, like, yeah, I'm pretty old. Not as old as that guy. And he points this other guy, like, off behind you guys to the left. And you see this old dude. He's like barely moving with like some crutches and shit. And he keeps tripping over his fucking beard and grumbling and shit. It's like, that guy right there, I don't think he can do much of shit.
I think he's a zombie.
He might be a zombie.
Is he the monster we're looking for?
No.
Then you're
Too
not
bad.
telling us. Then you're not telling us the information we need to know. Yes,
He says,
even a
well-
10-year-old scribe was a jerk.
He's a, well, jerky kid. I have no idea what you're asking because you haven't asked a question yet.
I did. The first thing I said was we're looking for a monster that steals shoes, and we were told that you know information about this, so we're here seeking such information.
He's like, oh. The Hobbit Jockey thing, huh? Right? Okay. He says, well, he points to the west. He says, out that way. He says, I was hunting one day with my son.
He doesn't have a son. His name was Jeff.
His name is Jeff. Yeah, his name is Jeff. I was out there with my son Jeff, and one day hunting, and we saw this thing running. It's pretty fucking fast, and he seemed to run, and so we ran after him. We just caught sight of him running to the side of a hill. He says, and he points to a particular hill, one that juts out right in the kind of the center of the foresty area there. He says, right about there. He says, other than that, we tracked the area, but we didn't find any hole or anything like that. I don't know if he's got a hidden or got some illusion magic on or some shit. He says, but you head that way and maybe you'll see something. You know, the other time I've seen him is at nighttime. A little bit past midnight. He bounces out, roams around, stealing vegetables and shit like that. That's all I got, jerky kid.
Well,
Anything else?
very well. Thank you for your information, sir.
He's like, yeah. He says, hey. He looks at the other three. He says, you guys got anything besides your fists?
No, I mean I punched pretty hard.
Mm.
He says, well, hold
I
on.
point my crossed fingers at him. Do you really want to see?
He says, well, if you're going to cast a spell on me, little elf kid, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I can't move fast.
That wasn't very nice.
I've been in too many wars to not know when your kind does that kind of shit.
Scribe has already turned and walked away and is heading towards the hills.
He walks in, comes back a few minutes later, hands you all a little club. He says, make these for my grandkids so they can beat the shit out of bullies. They work pretty good. Not exactly going to hand you a sword.
How about a bow?
Oh, he's like, yeah. Here, I'll give you my kid's old bow they used to have. I even got a quiver with it. He hands you a short bow with a quiver of arrows.
Is it like suction cup arrows?
No, they're actually bodkin arrows.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, let's go.
All right. So, you guys get moving into the forest. Some old lady stops you on the way. She says, my, such cute kids. He says, you guys heading into the forest, huh?
Yep, we're looking for monsters.
You are? Well, just in case you get hungry, here you go. And she walks over to her the sill of her window there. She reaches in. She pulls out 4 pieces of bread, little loaves of bread. She hands you each one of them. She's like, I made these this morning. He says, maybe that'll help you guys out.
Thanks, ma'am. And I'll go up and give her a nice big hug.
Oh, you're so nice. You guys come back, and I got some sweetbreads I can give you.
Awesome. Thank you, lady.
You're welcome.
I'll divvy up the bread with everyone.
So each one of you gets a loaf of bread.
Aridin will curtsy and kind of fail miserably.
Okay.
Thank you. And then Scribe walks on.
She reaches over and gives you a hug. She's like, you don't get many hugs, but here's one. Maybe that'll change that.
She's hugging Scribe.
Yeah.
When she backs away, the point of Scribe's sword is in her stomach.
She says, oh, my
she's not pushing it or stabbing or anything. It's just there.
She says, you know, I hope one day you find happiness, kid. Instead of sticking swords in the bellies of old ladies. She shakes her head and she walks off.
Yeah, she needs help learning how to make friends. Bye. I can just push her along.
And as soon as the old lady's gone, Scribe's like, I'm not eating that bread.
Okay. So you guys head into the forest. You know, you see the normal wildlife running around. See a couple skittish deer running off. So it takes you about an hour and a half to get to the base of this hill that he was talking about. It's a normal hill. It peaks maybe about 10, 15 feet over the top of the trees. I don't know if you guys want to climb up there or not, or if you guys, what do you guys want to do when you get to the hill?
Just start walking up it.
Okay. So it takes you a few minutes to get up to the top. You get up there, and you can see for miles. You get a really good view of the castle way off in the distance. You can see some of the buildings of the village, but mostly you see the other 2 hills that are inside the forest and plenty of trees.
I remember when I wanted to go to my first castle.
Jubei's like, yeah?
Oh,
Yeah. When I was a squire, I was only a squire of a small town.
Oh.
And I only moved to a castle to follow up with my knighthood.
Okay. He says, well, maybe the next time I run a Jubei Stories, we'll go there.
I'd rather not. It was a very deplorable place. I'll just enjoy this moment for now.
You sure? And like this, the reality starts bending around you guys, and you flash into the castle, and you're sitting in the large greeting room, and everybody, there's probably about 50 people staring at you all, and about 100 feet away from you, sitting on a throne, is this ugly, fat fucking dude with a crown on his head. His wife is the queen. She's pretty fucking hot. She kind of looks like Jessica Rabbit.
are we still little kids?
Yes. And he says, hello, children.
Hi.
Hello, Your Highness.
He looks over at the guard. He says, guard, check that goblin. You know, One of the armored guards walks over and starts like patting down Jubei. And he's like, hey, watch the bits. Watch. All the time. They just see a goblin, they just think bad. Jesus.
Why do you think I didn't want to come here?
Yeah. I see your point. He snaps his fingers and reality starts bending again, and you guys are back on the hill. He says, well, yeah, that wasn't too fun.
Yeah, it was a dream when I was a kid, and then I realized just how bad it was. And then I was shipped off the world, so it wasn't really a good time.
Smell like mothballs and wine.
Yeah,
The guard smelled like ass.
it's because they're all ratty and alcoholics.
Eridan's just happy that she's not 15 and seeing nobles. That would have been bad.
Arrows.
Many arrows.
So you all start growing. You're all teenagers now, and reality flashes. Not just playing. Let's see what happens. No,
We can do this if you want to do it.
Juwie's like,
Just tell me how old I am.
Juwie's like, nah. Let's keep doing this for a while. So, what do you guys want to do? You're on top of the hill. You see what you see.
Looking around for a monster.
All right. Roll survival check.
Oh my god, she found a mirror.
Do I roll the survival check I have now, or the one I would have had way back when Scribe was first level?
Your bodies are 10 years old. Your minds are however the fuck old you are when you left.
Well, in that case, I got a 24.
All right. So Scribe starts looking around like a fucking veteran. 10-year-old self with short sword and armor. And so you looking around and you pick up some tracks that look oddly like a rabbit, except just a little bit bigger. And the tracks actually are pushed into the mud just a little bit more. So you see, you're thinking it's got hind legs like a rabbit, but it's heavier.
Okay, Scribe will point this out to everybody.
Well, that was easy enough. Should we get following?
Sure. It's either that or sit on this hill and like take our shoes off and leave them out and see what happens.
You could do that too. After midnight.
I mean, sitting around and laying a trap is really boring. So, let's go.
All right. So you start following the tracks. They start heading down the hill, of course. And they kind of zigzag back and forth. You lose it at one point, but you pick it up a little bit further down where it seems like you might have like hopped, like, about 10, 15 feet. Yeah, I see why. We could definitely do that one of the other days. And you track these down for about 15, 20 minutes, and they roll around the hill, on the backside of the hill, away from the town, and they stop right abruptly at right at the bottom of the hill.
Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Can I investigate the area?
You sure can.
All right. That'll be 21.
Okay, that hit the DC. So you're looking around with Scribe's help and everybody else, and you notice that there's some rocks oddly placed in different areas. along a 10-foot length, right at the base of the hill there. What's odd about them is that one is obsidian, one is coral, one is like a quartz kind of thing, and another one is like a jagged red kind of color. It's red, but it's like real jagged stuff. So these rocks really seem out of place here.
Jubei
Yes.
seem to have a certain resemblance to some other stones that we've been playing with lately.
Oh, you talking about like chaos things? No, I definitely wouldn't pull that shit in here. This world is its own world. This is a real place. It's just different time. Or not. I don't know.
Well, with you, it's hard to tell sometimes. You know, the
Yeah,
fuckery can get away with you.
Mm-hmm.
So
He's lighting up a marble. He's like, yeah, I sure can sometimes, yeah. Want one? Anybody?
Yes.
All right, hands you one. Pulls out a Bic, lights it up for you.
Scribe has never smoked in her life, especially at 10 years old.
Yeah. He says,
Probably coughing.
yeah. He says they're really good after sex. Sorry, they are. And
I'll pass. But thanks.
well, you know, and a good steak, really good after steak. Anyways, he reaches over to his left side and he comes back with a bottle of like Coke, pops a lid. Guys want one?
What is that?
Sure.
He like another arm grows and like reaches out and starts handing out while he's drinking his. Hands you all one. He says, "Oh." He walks over to each one. He pops the lid off of them. He says, "Go for it." Pretty good. It's kind of like sugar water with pizzazz.
Scribe will drink it.
Aaron will drink it.
She'll drink it, but she's skeptical about it.
Yeah,
I trust it more than I do that bread that lady gave us.
So
I'm not saying I trust Jubei. I just trust him not to give us something that's going to like kill us.
okay.
And if it does, he'll likely bring us back.
Yes.
So you guys start chugging the Cokes, and of course you know what Cokes taste like, so you can. I don't know how your characters would react. He's like, "Yeah, I figured we have a pop while we wait, figure out what happens." So roll me a perception roll.
These bottles, are they glass or plastic?
They're glass.
Oh, yeah. Scribe's going to hold on to that. That's a weapon.
What kind of roll did you ask for?
Or perception?
Ugh. I was afraid you were going to say that.
26.
Scribe's like, right there. It's right there.
That's actually less than my passive.
That's terrible.
Well,
awesome.
11.
Okay.
I got modified 20.
Which sadly is just a little bit better than my passive.
Modified 20 is a lot better than my passive.
What'd you get, Matt?
24.
All right. So those of you that got above 20, you see that the rocks actually start moving from where they're placed, and they start crawling up the side of the hill in kind of like a shape, like a square. And as you see that happening, the grass starts receding in of the hill, and you see this tunnel appear right there. And it's regular earth It's not all. It's not like it's not been worked over. I think it's just a tunnel that goes in.
And Jubei, can you give us some light?
He's like, sure.
Yeah,
He,
I got this.
Okay.
I pulled up the club. I firebolted.
That's one way to do it, but I have a much safer way, and I'm just going to use my ASMR ability to cast light on the top of my club.
Okay. Yeah, so you have a torch now, a torch club, basically. So you could see in, pretty good distance, and it's just a tunnel. You don't see anything remarkable or anything like that. Oh, you see one shoe farther down, but you're pretty sure it's a left-sided shoe.
I'll walk down the shoe and pick it up.
All right. So you walk down, pick up the shoe. It's basically a leather shoe, kind of worn. If you happen to smell it, it stinks. But other than that, it's just a regular shoe.
Okay. I'll drop it then. Actually,
Okay.
I'll throw it outside the cave.
Okay. So you throw it outside the cave. It lands. Nothing happens.
What are you doing?
I'm throwing the shoe outside so we can pick it up on the way back. We can take what's his name, one of his shoes, so we can have all pair.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Well, onwards to glory.
And if you guys are done drinking your drink, save those bottles. You can use them as weapons.
Yeah, it'd be like if you break the tips of them, it'd be like a dagger.
Yeah, or you could even use them as a club or throw them or whatever.
Yeah. Jubei looks at his, and his grows to about the size of a short sword, and he's like, yeah, that'll
How
work.
come everyone else gets cool magic tricks and I just get this club? Now I'll just make the best out of it.
I don't
What do you want?
have any cool magic tricks. Not yet, anyway.
He walks over to your club, and he taps it, and a little face grows on it.
Oh.
He's grumpy old little man looking. He's like, "Hi, my
Hi.
name's Woody. I'm Woody."
Of course you'd name yourself Woody.
Well, my name's Woodrow, but people just call me Woody.
Oh, well, I'll call you Woodrow.
Okay.
Careful, Woody. If we leave you out in the woods, I'm pretty sure a woodpecker might get to you.
Well, I got something for that little bastard. And
Well,
you see him. He like
sorry.
concentrates for a second, and like this little like dagger of wood shoots out from the club.
Okay.
Hits the wall.
Would a woodpecker peck Woody?
It might. I'll fucking.
I get
stab
the
that
impression he'll only do it once.
Probably.
bastard. Does everybody want wood daggers now? He's like, all right, so like the wood club in your hand starts wiggling, and you can see like an ass form. And he's like, all right, here they come. And he shits out 3 wood daggers. He's like, there, one for each of you.
I was just teasing.
Sorry.
Oh, I guess I'll take a dagger.
So what do you normally use?
What? I use a longsword.
Oh, it grows to a longsword size, but it's like way heavier than you thought it was gonna be. And he like you drop it on the ground. He's like, thanks for not holding me up.
Well, we wouldn't want to impede your progress.
He's like, fine. He grows back to the same size. He's like,
Perhaps a short sword, Woody.
he says, all right. He pops into a short sword with his head glowing.
You're
Hey,
just
that's kinda
perverted enough to be fun.
He's like, since you're all kids, I won't throw that joke out.
We've probably already heard it.
Maybe I have. He's like, hey, Jubei, what's going on? He's like, hey, man, it's cracking. He's like, well, it ain't my ass. Well, actually, it did. Sorry. Okay. Nobody laughed.
I'm gonna have to drop you on the ground soon.
Oh, God. Whatever. Fuck it. Okay, so what do you guys want to do? Head it in?
Yep.
Well, I mean, if I could see in the dark, I would just stealth in, shoot some arrows, and run back out and let y'all kill whatever it is, but that doesn't seem practical at the moment.
She was like, I could fix that. He gives you like this mischievous smile.
Also, I just don't want you to ruin your nice dress.
Well, it's not going to ruin your dress. Do you want to see in the dark?
Jubei,
Yes.
you already know I've made one pact. I don't know if I could afford yours.
He's like, I'm not going to give you a pact. He walks over and he just like puts his hand on your face. By the power of Jubei! And like you start feeling like whiskers pop out your face and your eyes start seeing in the dark. And to everybody else, she starts growing like cat features on her face.
Oh, dear God, please keep me away from mist.
He's like, don't worry, that one will end his own life someday. Some stupid decision. Anybody else want to see in the dark?
I can see in the dark already.
Well, since I can now see in the dark, I would like to stealth in and see what I can see.
Okay. So, roll your stealth skill.
29.
Okay. So
I don't
she
think
just,
you have your glyph though.
Well, he said I had all my intelligence and stuff, so...
so
Yes,
Each-
but we don't have our items, do we?
they're part of your body, but
Well,
You
even
know,
without the glyph, that's still a 24.
it's fine. It works the way it works. So, you effectively just kind of turn into the wall. You're running down. Anybody else moving with him? In stealth
My
mode?
ability to stealth is awful.
I got a 14.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Scribe will go. She only got a modified 20.
Okay.
I'll just kind of hang out 20 feet behind Adam.
Okay. So, you all shoot down the hallway there, or the tunnel. Wow. So you look at Discord and you find odd things in general chat. Yeah. So you're heading down the hallway there. And probably about 100 feet passes. And you know that you're heading downwards. Just by the way the ground is starting to level downwards or slant downwards. And you just kind of seem to spiral around a good ways. And then you come to a door.
Can I check it for traps?
Yep. Roll your ability.
That would be investigation, correct?
Okay.
That will be a 26.
All right. So you find a little noose trap on it, like as if you were to go grab the handle of the door. A noose is right behind the handle, and it would kind of loop around your hand and grab you. But you're able to kind of just cut it, and the cord that it was there just kind of falls off to the ground. Because you don't find anything else attached to it.
All right. And is the door locked?
Yes.
All right. Is it a sleight of hand to pick?
Yes.
All right. I can never remember that. I need to jot it down. All right. So, do I have thieves' tools, or am I just going to try to jimmy it with an arrow?
Jubei hands you a set. Here you go.
All right. Thanks, Jubei. Yeah, that will be a 19.
All right. So you picked a lock. It's not that hard of a lock, anyways. Door is unlocked.
Okay.
Anybody have any oil on them? We could oil the hinges.
Let me just check the stuff that we got from Jubei. And I'll just kind of feel up my body, and like I don't even have a belt pouch.
He says, here you go. And he hands you a flask of oil.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, I can get the lower hinge, but somebody will have to get the upper one.
I can climb on your shoulders and get the upper one.
Fair enough. All right. Yeah, after we oil the hinges, I'm going to pull my bow out and knock an arrow and just be ready.
All right. Who's opening the door?
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right. Slow and steady, or just kicking it?
Slow and steady.
All right. So you open it up, and the pressure of the door just slightly. You feel a gust of wind coming through there at you. You can smell. First thing you smell is carrots. Next thing you smell is kind of like a fur kind of smell.
Okay.
And then you smell like some incense.
Okay.
And then like a kind of like a sweet, fruity smell. And something that oddly smells like plastic.
Gross.
So, you peek your head through?
Sure.
All right. So you peek your head through, and inside you see a large circular room with two doors. One is open, one is not. The first door that you see is on your right, maybe about 15 feet away, and that door is closed. The other door that you see is maybe right across from that one, across the room, which the room is probably about 50 feet, a 50-foot circular. And up on the top, you can see where like this glass ball is sitting up there, and what seems like fireflies kind of flying around inside of it. You see this small stream kind of flowing through the middle of it, and a little bridge that crosses over it. And for all intents and purposes, it kind of looks like a little meadow that would be surrounded by like hills or some kind of sort, you know. It's got its own artificial light up there. There's plants growing all over the place, flowers. Even seems like there's a tree kind of growing in there. Doesn't have many leaves, The tree is like a whitish, grayish look to it. It doesn't look like it's dead because it does have leaves coming off of it, which the leaves are the same color. But as you look at the leaves, the veins of the leaves are like a really light blue color to it.
Okay.
And you see some bugs flying around and stuff like that. You see some pretty good size like mushrooms in there.
Scribe's going to go over to the other door and search it for traps.
The one that's closed.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll.
Oh, she got a nat 20 for a 25.
All right. So you're searching that one, and you find a like false lock on it. It looks like if it was to be picked, that the way it looks like is that like this metal. You see the tips of like these metal kind of like almost like a claw, kind of recessed inside. Once you look past the fake lock, almost like a metal gauntlet will reach out and grab your hand.
Okay.
But once you get past that, you do see the actual door handle recessed in past the gauntlet there. Seems like the door is pretty thick.
She'll show this to Aridin. She'll point out the trap. It's like, I don't suppose you have thieves' tools with you.
Actually, Jubei gave me a set here.
Oh. Okay. Do you want the honors or do you want me to do it?
All right. Now, the other two, what are you two doing? Just sitting there watching them?
Yep.
Okay, so between the two, you roll me a perception roll.
Okay. Between the two that are watching?
Yeah, not you two.
Okay.
You and Aridin are busy with the lock. I want the other two to roll.
Okay.
I got a 19.
I got a 15.
All right. So, Adrian, you are watching, and you see this weird kind of face poke around one of the big mushrooms. It looks kind of like a rabbit in a way, but it's got really big, like, eyes on it. And it smiles as it sees you and twinkles, like flutters little hands at you, but just got like little fat carny hands, kind of sort of. But it's covered in fur, and it's got like a lavender kind of color fur with like stripes, dark blue stripes on it. And once you see it, it pops back behind the mushroom there. You see the mushroom that he was behind was probably about 4 foot high, and the mushroom head itself is really pretty big. It kind of drops down close to the floor, maybe about a foot above the floor, and it's got a greenish color to it.
Can I do a nature to tell if it's poisonous?
Yeah.
That's a 14.
Okay. You could tell that it's got a slick surface to it, but it doesn't kind of look like it's poisonous. Looks more like it's just the moisture in here is pretty high. So, a lot of the stuff has got like a sheen to it. And you guys are already kind of sweating a little bit from the dampness.
Okay. I'm going to say it's over there, and I shoot a firebolt.
Okay. So you shoot a firebolt. It impacts on the mushroom. And the mushroom takes a nice scorch mark to it, and a couple chunks fly off of it. And As that happens, a couple of the other mushrooms start shrieking. This really loud, kind of crazy sound. Why don't the four of you guys make wisdom saves for me?
What kind of saves?
Wisdom?
Neither.
Did you say everyone or just?
Yeah, everybody.
Oh, dear God.
I rolled a natural 6, so I got a 14.
All right, you made it.
I got a 22.
All right, you're good.
I rolled a 15 and subtract 1, so 14.
You're good still?
16.
Okay, so you feel like this buffet of like sound energy kind of wash over you guys, but you're so used to shit that you just kind of repel it. But you do feel just a tiny bit groggy from the waves hitting you. And with that, the green mushroom sprouts arms, and these legs pull out of the ground as this large. I'm sure you guys know what a myconid is. Pulls itself out of the ground, and it towers over you guys at a good 6 foot tall.
Yeah, it is twice as high as I am.
Yeah.
Nice shroom.
Somebody charge it so I can get sneak attack.
Jubei's like, I'll do it. And he starts running forward. And
All
you
right,
see
I'll
the huge
actually-
bottle in his hands. Everybody roll initiative.
Okay.
Or which initiative?
Your initiative. Regular initiative.
Okay.
You can put it in chat form if you want.
Bonuses are awful. My Texas shirt.
All right. Jubei got an 11. Yeah, where is my monster manual? I just had you the other day. Right up with it. Oh, that's not it either. Give me a second. I gotta fish my monster manual out of my crap. Oh, there it is. You only see one of these monsters. And it just kind of just stomps over to you guys. But Jubei seems to be not giving a fuck, and he's just running over with a big club. Let's see. All right. So they got. All right. They rolled a 9 for their initiative, which I believe that's. Oh, besides you. And Jubei got an 11.
Going last is fun.
Yay! So Woodrow's like, oh, time for beating some ass. And so the club in your hand turns into a short sword, but it's got like silver inlays in it, like roots that goes all the way up to the tip. And it feels a little heavier than it was before, but not heavy enough to where you can't move it like normal. Okay. So, let's see. Let me get I'll get a notepad out real quick and I'll write the thing down. Alright, so. Alright. So, Ty got the top. 20. And then we got Matt with a 19. And see. Oh, thanks, Matt. Appreciate it, man. Sweet. Yes, you do. His face has moved down to the cross guard, so it's not up there where his face would be getting beat when you're beating something.
You know, you could have warned me about the whole silver veins thing.
It doesn't look like vein. It looks like leaf. You know, like a leaf out of the.
Oh, okay.
It's not like a huge throbbing vein or anything like that.
I started to say, if it shoots cone of cold at the end of that thing, I'm going to be like, yeah, that's time to leave.
It's too late. It already has a light on the tip of it.
Yeah, it does. Now, if you guys were still like your regular selves, then yeah, it might have been something like that. But except he would have probably like put a little sign of pillar on there for you. So, yeah, a divine phallus.
Oh boy, the
All
things
right.
we get into.
So, Scribe, Jubei is running towards it, but you are up first.
I'll go ahead and run up and try to stab it.
All right, so it's about 20 feet away. All right, so you run up. Do you guys want a battle map?
I don't need one unless, you know.
I'm 50-50.
Yeah, I could go either way, but if you are channeling your inner artist, go ahead. If not, don't worry about it.
All right.
I'm not in melee with it, am I?
No, you are in range melee with it, or you're in range with them. So, let's see. Copy this real quick. That's not all I do.
And does Scribe have her normal attack abilities, or is she just first level attack abilities?
No, you guys have your regular attack abilities. You're just children.
Okay. Well, then I'll run up and stab it twice then.
But the weapons you have are what you have. You don't have your regular weapons.
Okay. That's okay. I already pulled stats for mine.
Okay.
Oh.
But
So-
do I have...
Then that changes the situation.
Yeah.
So we're basically level 1? Or...
Now, you're the level you are, but the weapon that you have in your hand is the weapon that you have.
Okay.
And we have all of our feats and other...
Yeah, you guys are regular besides the weapons you have in your hand.
Okay.
Do
So-
I have all the material components for my spells?
You don't have to worry about that.
For one spell, I have to.
No, you don't. But if you want to worry about it, then you got it.
Okay.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then we've got our normal attack abilities. Then I'm just going to throw my short sword down on the ground and say someone who wants that can take it. And then I'll use my Pact of the Blade feature to bring myself my regular +2 short sword.
Okay. All right, so Jubei's running up here. Aridin, I'm guessing you're back here by the door.
Oh, yeah.
Adrian, you'll be right about here. Cassandra, I'm going to put you right next to him. And let's see, what I forget. Monsters there. Here, put there. Oh, yeah, Scribe. Scribe, you're running up to it.
Not now. No.
Not now? Okay.
No, since the situation changed, I'll still be back with the others. But
Okay.
like I said, I dropped the short sword I had and used my pack of the blade to give myself my regular short sword.
All right.
And I'll stay there for now.
So, as Jubei's running up and you're starting to do your action, another one of these things pops up over here and over here. Okay. Now the stream that I was talking about earlier kind of goes through like this. I said that there's a little bridge. That's going to be about right here. The grayish white tree is about right here. And you do see some other shrooms. They just look like regular shrooms. Just kind of floating around everywhere and shit. So, all right. So go for it. Scribe.
I did my actions basically. My action is to get my short sword.
Okay. All right.
Well, actually, I will go ahead and do a bonus action. I will cast Hex on that closest Myconid. Yeah, that one.
Right.
It'll now have disadvantage on dexterity rolls.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Aridin, your turn.
Eridan's going to hold her action until somebody's within melee.
Okay. Adrian, your turn.
Okay. I can't see my dot, so I can't count how many feet I'm.
You're right here.
Okay.
To the closest Myconid is 10, 20. It's 40 feet to the closest one, which is right here.
Okay. Where did Scribe throw his short sword?
It's probably right next to him. The Scribe is right over here.
Yeah, just like 5 feet away.
So it's probably like right there. You can go over there and retrieve it if that's what you want to do.
Maybe at a different time. I really want to use the spell. I pull out of my pocket this really ornate. It looks like a short sword, but really small. It's dagger size, but it's short sword.
Okay.
It's made of platinum. It has gold and silver designs on it.
Okay.
I basically chuck it at the thing, and it turns into a sword as I cast Mordenkainen's sword.
Okay. All right. So for your sword, I'm going to give it the color. I'll give it a dark gray color. So it's in melee with it?
Yes.
All right. It's right there then. Oh.
And I get a free attack with casting the spell.
Okay.
On the macro. Okay. I got a 16 to hit. I did not roll well.
All right. That'll hit.
Ooh. Yeah. It did 20 points of force damage.
Okay. All right. So is it just force damage? It's not slashing force damage.
It's just force.
Okay.
It's basically the tiny little sword material component just basically turns into a giant a long sword made of force.
Okay. Cool. All right. So it clubs it or slashes it for force damage. All right. With that, or if you're done,
it's basically like a more powerful spiritual weapon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, that's my turn. It takes an action and casts a spell.
All right. So Jubei is gonna run up and club him with his Coke bottle club, and he hits. And he clubs him for 12 points of damage. So he runs up and he just fucking whacks the shit out of this thing. And it kind of staggers a little bit, but it turns to him. And it's the monster's turn. He's gonna spit spores at him. Let's see. Yeah, so he's got to make a con save. Yeah, he doesn't affect him. Let's see. And then it's gonna attack. Let's see. It'll attack Jubei because Jubei attacked him. And he rolled a 1. So it goes to club Jubei, and Jubei is so small it kind of overreaches himself, and he ends up falling right here. And so he is on the ground, prone now. And as tall as he kind of is like that. All right, Cassandra.
Holy crap. All right. I was going to do just a preparation turn, but I think since now it just fell over, I'm just going to do a charging attack. I'm going to move, dash towards it.
Okay.
I'm just going to attack it.
All right.
With my charger.
Right there. Yep.
24 to hit.
Yeah, it hits.
And I only have a short sword for a total of 15 damage.
All right. So the short sword acts as a +1 weapon.
Okay, so 16.
Yeah. And it's +1 to hit and +1 to damage.
Yeah.
So how much damage?
16.
16. All right. Good hit. It's not down. You club the shit. You slash the shit out of it. Actually, chop kind of the tip of its head off as you fucking run up, and your tiny little body just chop the top of its head off, and it doesn't really scream, but it spits spores out, and the spores kind of envelop this area right here, but through the spores you can hear like it scream, kind of, sort of. All right, is that it for your turn?
Yep, that's all 3 of my actions.
All right, Scribe, it's back up to you.
Do I get my action since they're in melee?
Oh yeah, yeah, they're in melee now. Go ahead.
Does a 14 hit?
It does.
Awesome. I believe this is a D6. Yeah. So it's 2 plus that'll be 6 points of damage.
Okay. All right. So you pull back with your little bow, just like you do normally, and just loose it, and it shoots out and tags it right in the solar plexus. And you can see it just kind of hunch back as it's trying to get back up. All right. And now it'll be Scribe's turn.
Okay, so it's not dead yet.
No.
All right. I'm going to move. I'm not running up to it, but I want to move straight up until I'm across from it or even with it.
Right around here?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to throw 3 Eldritch Blasts, but I want to do them one at a time to see if this thing drops.
Okay. So chuck your first one.
My first one is only a 14.
That'll hit.
15 points of damage.
All right. So it's pulling itself up. It's on its at its arm's length and still on its knees. And it hears you can't, and it hears the Eldritch Blast leave your hand. And as it looks up at you, it opens its mouth to fucking spore out more spores. And the Eldritch Blast catches it right on its top lip. Ooh. And its freaking head just blows apart. And it dies right there.
Cool. Okay. Well, then my other 2 Eldritch Blasts. I've not taken a bonus action yet. That the one the Myconid that's next closest to me on that one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll switch my hex to it, and I'll throw my last 2 Eldritch Blasts at it.
Okay.
Oh, and they're both the exact same thing, a 21 and a 21.
All right, those will hit.
Ooh. For a total of 19 points of damage.
All right. So your other 2 Eldritch Blasts snake out. And as they kind of travel together, they meld into a bigger one. It still does the same damage. But it shoots out and hits it right in the like right side of his chest and blows a big chunk out of it. And you see it shoots out spores and stuff. Like in a kind of scream, kind of sort of.
Okay.
And that's your turn?
Yep.
All right. Airden.
Okay. This time we're going to play around with some sharpshooter.
Okay.
I'm going to, for the same one Scribe just hit, if it's still up.
Yeah, it is.
That's a 14 again.
That'll hit.
All right. That's 2. Yep, 2 plus 4. It'll be 16 points of damage total.
Okay. All right, it's still up.
Okay, well, yeah, that'll be my turn.
Okay. Then it'll be Adrian's turn.
Okay. Using
Yeah,
my
move
bonus
this.
action, the sword's gonna move 20 feet towards the one Scribe's shooting at.
Okay. It pops up over here.
And 19 to hit,
It'll
and
hit.
it does 17 points of damage.
All right.
And then I'm going to shoot it with a firebolt.
All right. Roll your damage or roll to hit.
15 to hit for
That'll hit.
19 damage.
All right. So you shoot out, what is it, like a 3d8 now?
Yep.
All right. So it shoots out.
3d10, it's a firebolt.
Okay. So it shoots out this huge firebolt as it rolls in the air and it gains speed. And right when this thing starts looking out towards where the firebolt is coming, its eyes like kind of get real big and it knows it's dying. And it just spews like this huge cloud of fucking spores, like in a big area. It's not going to hit you guys over here. But as it does that, the firebolt impacts it like right underneath where its chin is and blows its head off of it. And more chunks of my kind of just kind of rain all over the place over here. A circular area. And it actually smells like roasted mushrooms in here now. All right. You got anything else? Well, your sword's over there too, but it's done.
Yeah, I'm done. That was my action bonus.
Okay. So, yeah, Jubei's over here. I raised Jubei. He was right there. So he looks, he's like, all right. And he runs over here to this one. And by this time, this one is right about here now. He runs up and clubs the hell out of this one. Let's see, with his huge Coke bottle. And he misses, actually. Actually, no, he hits. My bad. They don't have a large AC anyways. He does 12 points of bludgeoning damage to this thing. As it comes in, he clubs the hell of it. Ooh. And then it's the monster's turn. So, this monster is going to spew some more spores at him. And this time the spores are like a purplish kind of color. And Jubei makes his con save for that. And they just kind of wash over him. He's just like, ah. He's like, hey, if you want a trip, this is really good stuff. He's like, And then it's gonna hit him with a club, or it's gonna hit him with his fist or whatever. He attacks him, and he does hit him. It's Jubei for 3d4. Do I have a d4? There I do. All right, so 1, 2. Damn, he hit Jubei for 10. 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
Now's our chance, guys. We could kill Jubei.
And 3d4 poison damage.
Smart plan. Kill our only ride back home.
6. All right, so Jubei takes 17 points of damage altogether. He's like, oh yeah, that shit tickles, and he's like dancing around and shit. So where this thing over here had pushed this large spore out, or that big cloud, you could see that the tree is starting to move a little bit, and now it's moving a lot more, and fucking the roots start pulling out of the ground, and now you have a walking tree, and this tree is now in combat. It's rolled a 3 for fucking initiative, so it still goes after Cassandra.
How did that happen?
What, the initiative?
Yeah.
You rolled a 1 for initiative. That's awesome.
I can't remember whose game it was that I played in, but I had initiative and I was in 3 combats in the same day, and I had I rolled a 3, a 2, and a 1 in initiative.
Nice. All right. So, Cassandra, it is now your turn.
So, how much damage did Jubei take?
About 17 points of damage.
All right.
He's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just run up, and I'm going to attack the mushroom thing.
Okay.
Actually, I think you're far enough away you can use your charger.
I mean, if I'm creative, I can always use my charger. Well, there's other things to use the.
All right. So you run up to this mic on it.
I was gonna miss anyways. I got 8.
You rolled an 8?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you do miss on that one.
Yeah, I rolled a 2. My bonus action is going to be casting Shield of Faith on Jubei.
Okay. Was he get a +5 to his AC?
Plus 2.
+2?
It's,
Okay.
it's not.
I didn't know. I don't use it that often, so I don't know. Sorry. He's like, thanks, lady. Pretty nice. Tickles too. All right. So after Cassandra, then the tree goes. So the tree starts moving towards this way over here, where your sword is over here, isn't it?
Yep.
I put the wrong color over there. My bad. That's actually your sword there. So it starts moving past your sword, and Jubei is over here, and it starts moving towards this way because the most of you are over here, anyways. Yeah. And let's see. And it's going to get right up to Jubei and attack Jubei with a nice limb to the face, and it misses.
Is
And
it an awakened tree or a treant?
It's more like an awakened tree.
Yeah, okay.
And next attack misses. All right, so it misses with both his fucking thing. Jubei's like hopping, moving around. It's like, you can't hit shit. All right, so top of the round, it goes back to Scribe.
I'm going to switch, since the other thing's dead, I'll switch my hex to the tree. I'm going to move about 4 hexes closer to it, and then I'm going to throw my Coke bottle at it.
Okay.
So, I got a 23.
Nice. You tag it with a Coke bottle.
I don't know how much damage a Coke bottle does.
I'm gonna say it does like a
Dagger.
D3.
Okay.
I'll roll D6 and just
Well, I got a 6. So it takes 3 points of damage, but it also takes 4 more points of damage from my hex.
all right. So it takes 7 altogether, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Then that's it.
All right.
And I moved like 4 hexes closer to it.
Okay, I'll move you. Next will be Eridan's turn.
Eridan is going to sharpshooter and do all the fancy jazz that she does.
Okay.
And Eridan's going to miss because I rolled a 2. I'm going to burn an inspiration because, why not? I had 3. And that's a 16 to hit.
That'll hit it.
I can't roll anything other than a 2 for damage, though. All right, so 16 points of damage.
Nice.
Which one were you shooting at?
The Myconid.
Oh, okay.
All right, so 16 points.
I should be rolling sneak attack for that, too.
I mean, you don't have to.
Well, I'll think about it later.
Okay. Do they have awakened trees in one of the tomes?
What trees is in the monster manual?
Yeah.
Was it just basically go off of tree ant stats?
No, they're weaker than a tramp.
I'll just send you the link here. They're in the Roll20 compendium, so
Yeah.
they're pretty good.
Oh wait, I got it. Okay, it's in the back. I found it.
Okay.
Thank you, though. All right, so we are to Adra now, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna move the sword to the bottom right corner of the tree.
Okay. Right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's gonna take a swing. I got a 28 to hit, but I only did 12 points of damage.
All right, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Now for my main action, I'm casting Fireball at 5th level.
Okay.
And it's going to be centered
Up here, so it doesn't hit anybody else.
Yeah. Well, because it's taking up a 20-foot square, the back 10 are going to be in the fireball. So it doesn't hurt anyone else or my sword.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so you tag it. Make its deck save. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, it doesn't make that.
Okay. It takes 39 points of fire damage.
All right, so it's vulnerable to that, so it doubles that. All right, so you tag this thing, and it just engulfs in flames. And if a tree could fucking scream, it actually does scream. And it just kind of just slumps down this way, falls. And the only thing left is the Myconid, which is still right there.
And we got free charcoal.
Yeah. So, are you done with your turn?
Yep.
All right, so Jubei is going to club this thing. He hits it. Ouch, he does good ass damage on that one. He does 17 points to this thing. All right, it's looking rough, but it ain't down yet. All right, so Cassandra, it's your turn.
So the mushroom monster's still in front of me?
Yeah, he's still up. He's looking rough though.
Alright. Time to fight. Now I rolled a 9 because I rolled a 3.
All right, so you miss.
Best rolls 2018. Should have just used Sacred Weapon. Damn it.
All right.
Oh. That's my turn. I'm not going to do anything else.
Okay. With that, sure about it. Goes back up to Scribe.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll switch my hex to that last Myconid.
Okay.
And how far away is he from me?
See, he's 15. He is 35 feet from me.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and run up the 35 feet to him. And I'll try to stab him. I'll try to stab him twice with my short sword.
Okay.
Let's see. I got a 22 and a 16.
Both hit.
Okay. Holy crap. Okay, for 32 points of damage.
Ouch.
Okay. And then I was immediately going to run back 10 feet from him.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
So Scribe runs up, and fucking kneels down real quick, jumps up in the air, slices this thing from his groin all the way up to its head, doing like a fucking super uppercut thing. And then when he's coming back down, he slices its head off, and it just drops to the floor. It's done. So, end of combat. You killed a tree and 3 Myconids.
So Scribe looks around at everybody and Jubei and's like, so is this the thing we came here to deal with?
He's like, nah.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Now, where's the Governor Rabbit?
Oh, he's gone. You don't see it anywhere. Unless you want to start walking around and looking.
Yeah, Scribe will walk around and look.
Alright. So you start walking around to the different mushrooms and stuff. You don't see him anywhere. I mean, I would say do perception rolls, but he's not in here, so
Okay.
won't waste you guys' time.
Well,
Make sure
Alright, so
to recover that tiny sword, because that little thing costs a lot of money to make.
okay. So yeah, you recover your tiny sword. There's still this doorway that is open. Just looks like one of those hallways, like where you guys came in at, like right over here. And then you have the door over here that you guys were working on.
I'm going to go over and try to disarm the trap on that door. Eridan said she would help me, give me advantage.
Okay. So go over there. Do your thing, homie.
Okay.
You and Aaron are over here.
Well, with advantage, I got a nat 20, so that'll be a 29 altogether.
Sweet. All right. So you go start working on it, and you click the last part, and the claw comes out and grabs your hand, then lets go of it, and then it like breaks apart in half. And as it breaks apart in half, you can see the door handle inside, and you reach in and turn it, and the door opens. The door is probably about 2 feet thick, but it slides real smoothly back. And as it slides back, you see that kind of like a hallway is back here. It's kind of a rough hallway, but it's only about 5 feet wide. How far can you see?
Well,
with like dark vision or anything?
Normally 60 feet.
Okay. So you see,
Don't you have devil sight though?
Well, I don't know what I've got in this body, but yeah, normally I do.
yeah. So you see what you're normal, and you see right about 70 feet. It starts curving that way.
Okay.
So you're at this door, and up on the dome, it's kind of like a dome in here. Okay. Like right about here, way up high. You guys hear a voice from there, and it's like, "Why are you guys here? Why are you killing my shroom friends?" You see up here, and there's like this little window sitting right there, and you see this kind of furry face with these rabbit ears, and it looks
Is
like
it
a rabbit,
lavender?
but it has more like human kind of features to it. What'd you say?
I throw 3 Eldritch Blasts at it.
Is it lavender?
Sorry.
Is it lavender color?
Yeah, it's a lavender color. Yeah. So your Eldritch Blast shoot out, and it impacts like this shield kind of thing right here. He's like, you adventurers are always so impatient. What do you want?
So, what's the deal with the shoes?
It's funny. That's kind of like if you've seen somebody with like a peg leg and you steal the peg leg. Wouldn't you laugh?
You remind me
No.
of a raccoon that I saw one time.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I seen that movie. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's not incredibly funny.
Yeah. I'm going to move over to Scribe and Eridan.
Okay.
Scribe's
So
just
it's
gonna,
all. Go ahead, Scribe.
Scribe's just going to start walking down that hallway.
Do you mind at least giving us back their shoes?
He's like, but what's the fun in that?
Well, it gives you opportunity to steal them all again.
Well, yeah, but I have plans for the shoes. Really.
People need their shoes.
He's like, why do they send 5 children here?
Well, I think you've noticed at this point we're not just regular children.
At this point, I picked up the short sword.
Okay. I'm guessing all 5 of you are moving down the hallway. Because
I want to do an Arcana check on that ledge.
okay, so when you do Arcana check, you're pretty sure that's kind of like an abjuration shield or ward or whatever it is, something to that effect,
Something that blocks damage.
or block spells. Yeah, coming in.
Like, is it? Well, so basically, it will negate any spell within him, or is it like, throw axe shield that just absorbs damage?
It's a mixture of that and kind of like absorbing magical energy. So it impacts the shield. Lit up like a kind of pinkish color when it hit, but then it kind of turned a little bluish too, kind of as if some of the damage was soaking into it.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, well, I'll see you in my chambers in a little bit. And he ducks out and closes his little door that was here.
Okay.
How stupid it would have been to have dimension door behind him?
Probably highly.
Probably. Probably would have bounced off this.
Or worse.
Yeah, you could have got stuck in the shield, sliced in half. Went through the shield on the other side and got stuck away from the party all by yourself.
And we would have mourned you.
For like 10 minutes.
Well, after we got back. Well, yeah, after we got back and went through your regular body for all the goodies.
Jubei says, I would have shed a tear. I like fucking with you, Adrian, sometimes. It's fun. All right, so you guys head down this hallway, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let's stealth down the hallway.
All right.
I mean, he knows we're coming, but...
Yeah. So you get down this hallway, and it curves this way. And it opens up a little bit wider. And goes for another 30 feet or so. And it ends at another door. This one is a wood, steel-bound kind of door. Looks pretty heavy.
Yeah, let me check it for traps.
All right.
I'll give you advantage on that.
All right. I'll take my first roll. That's a dirty 20.
All right. So you don't notice any traps on anywhere around the floor or the top of the ceiling or anything like that.
Hey, you let us in?
He's like, gotta say the password.
Password?
Okay. And it opens up.
Thank you, mister.
You're welcome. Really not a bad guy. Or a rabbit. Whatever the hell I am. So it opens up to a pretty good size, kind of squarish room. And you can see that the stream continues in here. And then it turns into like a bigger water area or bigger stream or whatnot and goes down this like hallway thing or whatever. Cave. Yeah. And there is a bridge here. Like so. Made out of looks like it's made out of roots and vines and shit. Like as if it was coaxed to growing. You know what I mean? Because there's green leaves and stuff like that sticking all on it. Looks pretty nice. So, in his room, you see a couple more big mushrooms spotting around here and there. And you see this one big mushroom, and it looks like it's been made to grow into like a long kind of like table kind of sort of. And the little dude is sitting right behind it, right here. And over here, you see a little doorway with stairs that go up right there. He says, so, now that you're here, how can we help each other out?
Well, in general, we'd like you to give the shoes back. If you are not inclined to do that, then we would prefer you just leave the townsfolk alone.
Says, well, say, I kind of bought the town a long time ago from some of their elders, and, well, with those rights came the rights to do what I want as far as, like, playing pranks on them.
How long ago was it that you bought the town?
3,218 days, 4 hours, 3 minutes, and 8 seconds now. 9 seconds.
Well, it's this simple. Win, lose, or draw, for a while at least, they're going to keep sending people here to stop you from doing this. And eventually, when that doesn't work, they'll just leave the town, and then you'll have no one to play with.
I understand that, but the trade-off is their crops grow really well, and they're very prosperous. He's like, look, come here, I'll show you the contract. And he pulls out, you see, he pulls something a little bit below him, and he pulls out this really big scroll, and he lays it out on the top of the mushroom right here.
I honestly don't think it's a legal issue, but
I'll start walking towards it.
Okay.
now I'll go over to read the document.
All right. So you guys get over here. Is everybody else coming, or are you guys all? Okay.
Yeah, Eridan's staying back because Eridan doesn't get within melee range ever if she can help it.
How far do you want to stay back?
50 feet, 10, 20. Move me up about 10 feet just to the other side of the bridge.
All right. And Jubei will stand with you, just in case. I got to protect you, he says. Never know.
Thank you, Jubei.
You're welcome. You know,
You should
I heard
really talk to the thing that rides around with me. He has a similar sense of humor than you do.
Oh, that guy? Yeah, I've known him for a while. Kind of a dick, but he's all right. He kind of like sticks his face like into your arm, and then he pulls it back out. He's like, "Yeah, he's still in there." Don't worry, it's not going to do it. It's not any adverse effects on that. Anyway, so you three come up here, and there's this really large contract. It's probably about 1 foot wide and 2 feet long, and you read it. It says that long ago, him and this family made a contract for him to be allowed to pull pranks every once in a while and keep an eye on, and every once in a while he asks for like certain things, which he says, in my defense, they haven't been giving me the things that I've been promised for a long time now. Seems like they forgot that I was here. He says, I'm perfectly legally within my rights to do what I do. He says, I haven't. And if you see down there in clause 18, it says, if they don't meet my requirements within a certain amount of time, I am allowed to disintegrate the whole town. But I don't want to do that. I just play pranks.
But look right down here in clause 327.5 under paragraph B. It says right here, and I switch my hex to him and stab him twice.
All right, so it bounces off of him. He's like, come on, man. Really? Just like that? He's like, ah.
You never know till you try.
I'm not with her.
He like leans to the right and he looks where Jubei. He's like, Jubei, really? He's like, I didn't know you were here, man. I didn't know you had that shit with these people. Otherwise, hey, what do you want me to do?
Of course, Jubei knew this guy.
He's like, well, it's been a while since I've seen this guy. like 3,000 some years. Give me a break.
Well, let me ask you this, Mr. Rabbit or whatever you are. What benefits do you bring to the town?
He says, all right, well, if you look under clause 3, I make sure that the crops grow abundantly, that whenever they need something like major, like if a disaster comes in or something like that, that miraculously it will be taken care of, or whenever, like, he says, you see that over there, and he like points to the wall, and like the wall, like this, like shimmering like magic happens where you can see the castle. He says whenever those fucks over there try to come over here and tell them that they're imposing on their sovereignty or something like that, I take care of that shit too. You know what I mean? So yeah, I watch out for them, and all I asked for was a few things. You know.
Well, what kind
Yeah.
of things did you ask for?
He says, well, you know, every once in a while I ask for them to pay homage to me, which is in the form of a festival. He says, look, I feed off of good vibes, okay? He says,
Do you have a copy of this contract?
he says, right here. Yeah. What,
I
you
mean,
need one for yourself?
Yeah, one we can take with us.
He says, sure. He grabs it and he rips it off, another copy off the piece of paper that's there, and he hands it to you. He's like, there.
How about we go back to the village people and show them this and tell them the deal, and they can decide from there what they want to do.
He says, all right, that's fine with me.
Oh. Also, if maybe they aren't happy about having to walk around half barefooted.
Yeah,
So
it's
maybe-
it's funny, but it's kind of hard to work those nice fields in only one shoe.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I get what you're saying, okay, but all right. He's like, look, do me this solid, okay? He says, go back there, explain to them, or show them the contract, okay? And if they're like, fuck it, I don't want his help anymore, then I'll bounce, you know?
Okay.
But down here in clause 423, it says if I bounce, then all the natural shit that I'm pushing back is going to come back. Okay.
Well, yeah, we'll make that abundantly clear to them. But you also need to keep in mind that while you might feed off good vibes, there's no good vibes to get from them when they're walking around sad ass in one shoe every day.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Well, I was just hoping that with me doing that they would, you know, figure out what they're supposed to do. But apparently someone down there lost the contract or whatever. Or
Well,
I don't know, man.
It's been years. Whoever you had the contract with is probably dead.
Yes, but there's
it's only
the
been
family
like
still
10
lives there.
years.
Yeah, but still.
He's like, look, the last relative that I know, well, the last family there is the old man that sent you here. He's one of the relatives. Now, I know he has grandchildren and all that shit, but if you show the grandchildren, maybe they'll be more apt to work things out. I don't know.
Well, why don't you just go talk to the old man? I mean, it's not like you're leaving much of an alternative for them anyways. It's either they disagree with it and an apocalypse falls upon them, or you leave, and then that's you leaving, or you're basically extorting them.
Yes and no.
No, it's yes and yes. It's either they take this deal, or by your own clause in this contract, you leave, and then a wasteland of devastation falls upon them, and they're all going to die.
Oh, don't forget, he also has the option of disintegrating their town.
Yeah.
He's like, look, that's just like if they keep like sending people to kill me. You know, like you're the second group that's come to me in the last 1,000 years. You know.
I hardly consider a group 1,000 years ago as keeping them coming. I'm just saying, I think this requires more of a personal touch, because I think after 1,000 years, most mortals, including elves, would have forgotten you by now.
He's like, all right. He says, well, can you guys protect me?
Why do we need to protect you?
If we can't kill you, I'm pretty sure they can't kill us, so...
He says, well, the reason I come out at night is I have a sensitivity to daylight. No, I'm not a vampire, but...
Well, wait till the sun goes down and then come out and go talk to them. I mean, you don't have to wait till midnight or 2 in the morning or something. Just wait till, I don't know, 8 o'clock or something when the sun's going down and then go see them.
All right.
I mean, you could just take this to the old man now and then set up a meeting at night.
That'll work.
We do sort of have access to somebody that is very good with contracts, we could have him check it out to see if there's any loopholes.
I don't think a loophole is going to really help us since, we're moderating, not really working for a side.
Didn't a guy pay us a bunch of gold to get all the left shoes back?
I think he just was offering us the gold to stop shoes from being stolen anymore. I think.
No, he wanted them back.
I think that was just a bonus.
Yeah, I think that was just, he said, if possible.
But I mean, I think this would be worthy of a pretty good, better reward than just a bunch of gold nuggets. Either way, I think we should take this contract back to that old man and set up this meeting.
I'll take it with us, and then I'll try to stab the rabbit twice more.
Yeah, you go to stab him, and you can't move.
Oh, okay. Hey, just trying.
I'm gonna start dragging her out.
Hey, Jubei, I got a question for you.
Sure.
Is this happening concurrently with what's happening in our world, or is this in the past?
No, it's the same time frame.
Okay. I was not sure since we were, manifested as children.
No, we go back to your guys' world, and you'll be back to yourselves.
All right, well, let's go.
If I turn you back to yourselves now, they'll just kind of look at you guys weird when you go back.
I mean,
I can if you want.
No, it doesn't matter.
Well, people look at me weird all the time, Jubei. It's not like it's going to bother me any.
Well, when you show them your badge,
Oh, I haven't even showed that to you yet.
He says, well, I don't want to see it right now.
Well, no, that would be weird.
Yes, that would be weird, and I don't really want that.
Can I act as the Afridi for a second?
That'd be stranger danger.
Yeah.
Well, let's face it, they really is not any much stranger than Jubei. No offense.
None taken. Take it as a compliment. So he's like, look, I'll even throw in some honey to the pot. He pulls out a bag of holding and he puts it on top of the desk. He says, all the shoes are in there. Take it to him.
I have a question.
Sure.
What did you want to do with all those shoes? I mean, you said you had a reason.
Oh, well, they're experiments of mine. And it doesn't harm the people or anything. It's just...
Can I keep the bag afterwards?
I don't care. I got a bunch of them.
Okay. Done.
I'm just going to reach in and pull out a shoe because he said he's experimenting on their shoes or them.
The shoes.
So I'm going to kind of reach in and pull out a shoe.
So you pull out a shoe, and the shoe has got eyeballs on it. And it's like, hey, how you doing? I'm Steve.
Hi, Steve. Do you want to go back?
To have somebody stinky foot in me? Not really. But I have no say in it, really.
I meant back in the bag.
We're all kind of happy in here right now because, we got our own little community in the bag.
Okay. Okay, I'll put you back then. Have fun in shoe world.
Sure, no problem. You look in, and you actually see, a little town of shoes, and they're all walking around and shit, and you see little tiny shoes, and yeah.
I'm just going to close the bag and take it with me.
Okay.
I need a bag of holding anyway.
He's like, well, that bag of holding is kind of special because, it's their home also. So if you keep it, then you have a little world.
I don't.
Steve,
I take the bag back to the old man and I dump the shoes out so he gets his shoes back, and then I've got a bag of holding.
Well, then you leave all the shoes homeless, in a sense.
No, they'll just have a new home living with the guy who originally owned them anyway.
Says okay.
Since you're so into legal contracts, that guy either bought or made those shoes or traded for them. So legally, he's the owner of the shoes.
Yes, but the shoes all have sentience now.
Because you stole them and did that to them.
Wow.
Yeah, but that doesn't make this case any less extreme. You are considering enslavement of shoes. As strange as that sounds.
Some would even say they have a soul.
They do now, in a sense. Well,
The pun is just gone now.
Oh, so
They
do
can
we call you a Jabberwocky, or do you have a name,
oh yeah, it's Jack.
Jack? All right, thanks, Jack. I'm Eridan. Of course, you know Jubei.
Yeah, we've known each other for quite some time.
Got a question. He wasn't the one that put you up to experimenting on the shoes, was he?
No. That was an accident. I was before I made the contract with these people, I traveled around the plains making special items for powerful beings. One of my specialties was giving sentience to items. And I got quite good at it, but I started seeing some of my items used for the wrong reasons. And some of the items actually turned out just a little bit more evil than I would have liked. And so when I came back to claim some of them and destroy them, I ended up starting a couple wars here and there. So I just kind of retreated here and just kind of been gathering my thoughts.
Wait,
I just have one question.
Sure.
Where did you get the souls to give the shoes sentience?
They're not really souls. They're more like spirits. Well, in a way, yes. I guess you can see how that... They're artificial souls.
Scribe doesn't care and turns and walks out with a contract.
Yeah.
okay. Bye, Jack. Maybe we'll be back and see each other again.
All right.
Sorry about your friends.
Well, yeah. They'll survive. I'll make sure that they're okay.
Well, Jack, that's much better than what... I'm glad you gave the shoe sentience, because I figured you were creating new forms of myconids out of the fungi out of the shoes. So.
Oh no, those guys they found this place, and well, they were little tiny guys when I found them. They were actually being eaten by some owl bears, and I drove the owl bears off, but half their people were kind of eaten, and I brought them here, and well, you see how big they got.
Well, you know how the best way to get mushrooms to grow.
Shit on them.
Yeah, you keep them in the dark and feed them bull.
Yeah. They really like the poop that comes out of the sentient shoes, though, for some reason.
Wait. The sentient shoes defecate?
They're like living beings. They crap. They bear young. That part I haven't figured out yet. I don't know. I guess it's just kind of like with each sentience one, they had their own soul, and so they were free to choose whether they wanted to be the male or female or whatnot. And well, you all understand how that works. So
Wouldn't it depend on the style of shoe?
Um, actually, no. I've seen some really ugly shoes bear young.
Hmm. So I wonder, do they, transfigure into a right shoe so there's a matching pair?
That's the funny thing. They're all still left shoes. I think a long time ago, one of them tried. It was one of the ones that was trying to dabble in magic. It tried to, and I think it ended up hurting itself pretty bad. There's really nothing I could do about that one. He kind of went mad, and I had to kick him out of the community. Well, they did, but he just ended up in here, and he was running around shooting firebolts and lightning bolts and shit, and that I couldn't have that. He says he points to a wall over there, and you can see this long, like scorch mark where it looked like a lightning bolt had hit. He's like, that guy, I drove him off, but he had some power to him. He was an evil fucker.
Can you just pull the soul out of him?
I don't do that. I'm.
Oh my god!
I drove him off. I made sure he was out of the forest, but it doesn't mean that he couldn't be around somewhere. I don't know.
Made him walk away.
He says, "You understand?" He points to Adrian. You're a mage. You know how you could do a lot of things with magic. For all I know, he's polymorphed himself. I don't know. He might be one of the villagers. I haven't felt his presence in a while, though, so.
He could be a ruddy, large red dragon at this point if he's polymorphing.
Oh, he could be. Of course, if he came over here to try and, hurt the people, then I would deal with him. I'm not too kindly on red dragons.
So how far away are we from the town?
Probably about half mile.
Let's go to the town.
Yeah.
Oh, you need a ride? Is that what it is? That's fine.
It's
Scribe left 10 minutes ago. She's already back at the town. She's going up to the old man and just dumping the shoes out.
All right, so you sit there and you're dumping shoes out for like 3 minutes. Okay. By the time you're done, you're surrounded by shoes that are hopping around, screaming. Baby shoes are crying, and their mothers are holding them with the shoelaces. And the old man's like, "The fuck is this? I asked for shoes, not fucking. What is this shit?"
These were your shoes. And then
I had like fucking 10 shoes, man. It's like 10,000 of these fucking things here. Look at this shit. And they're fucking everywhere. They're running around. And fucking this one big shoe's like, "Hold on, come with me." And they all fucking like start running away in a big group.
Fine. I've got a bag of holding now. I've been needing one.
All right.
There's
So the bag of holding is not like a normal bag of holding. It contains a small self-contained world, as you can say. It's about a mile in diameter inside there. It has its own light source and weather and everything.
Okay.
Does it have its own atmosphere?
It does. That's why I said it, weather. Yeah.
I dump everything out of it that I can.
All right. So you're dumping shit out, and like houses are falling out. Fucking, there's birds flying out and shit, and just a little bit of everything.
And then I'll give the old guy the contract and say, "Read this."
He's like, oh. It's like, what is this shit? What? So he continues reading for about 10 minutes. And he's like, wow. Grandpa wasn't lying. Wow, that changes a lot of shit.
Yeah. So your choices are either start bowing down to this guy, or either one of two things is going to happen. One, he disintegrates your town, though that's not very likely. It's not an impossibility. Or two, he just leaves, and then you get run over by the local nobles and become their slaves, and your fields turn to crap and everything else.
Ah, that's a bummer.
And while he did not come right out and say he would stop taking your shoes, he did kind of hint that he was basically doing it out of boredom to cheer himself up. And that, you know, if people were pleasing him, then he wouldn't be bored and wouldn't have to go around stealing shoes anymore.
Makes sense, but fuck. Oh.
Look, wherever you live, you gotta pay taxes and have somebody over you. This guy's kind of quirky, but he seems better than a lot of so-called kings or gods or whatever you want to call them out there.
He's like, yeah, well, I didn't know this shit had happened so long ago. He says, my people, they forgot about this shit. I heard stories from my grandfather, but never thought it was true. I just thought he was just old as dirt and he drank all the time. He was really happy guy, though.
At this point, have we caught back up to Scribe?
If you guys had left, yeah. So by the time you guys reach town, which I'll stop sharing this shit. By the time you guys reach back to town, the people are all out kind of around where the old man's house is. Some of them are out like chasing after the shoes and shit. And you see some of the shoes like fighting back with like sticks and shit. But they're like, but you're my shoe. He's like, I ain't your goddamn shoe no more, lady. It's your fucking hammer toes. Here's shit like that out in the distance. You know, and you all come in and you see that a little distance away. You see all the townsfolk around where the old man is. Yeah. The leader's a Solaret, no. So fucking he's like, look. He's like, we need a town meeting now. We need to discuss this so you all understand what's going on. So after about an hour of them collecting everybody, finally, they all meet up in the center of town. And, yeah. Fucking, he reads the contract from the top to the bottom. It takes about half an hour of reading. He says, look, I don't know what you all want to do. He says, but from what the contract seems, it's legit. And I don't know if you really want to take the chance of him leaving. I mean, having a festival in his name once a year is not really that bad of an idea. Maybe we can, you know, invite him. I mean, you never know. He might be pretty cool or he might be a dick. I don't know. We have the choice. So it says in here that if we all make the choice together that he would leave, but then, you know, we have to deal with all the other outside shit, you know. And so one of the things that you guys did notice for when you're up on top of the hill was that the land surrounding the town was really lush and green. All the fields are green, and like past the center of town, maybe about 2 miles or so, you start seeing where like the lands aren't as prosperous and green and shit. So you could tell where the guy's effect on the area is true, you know.
And one other thing, if you people agree to this, I want one of you, whoever's good at doing stonework or whatever, I want you to carve and make a copy of this contract in stone tablets and keep it somewhere prominently in the village so everyone can see it, so I don't have to come back here in 1,000 years and do this again.
They all start on like, yeah, that's a good idea. Roll your persuasion.
I'll give him advantage.
Okay. Oh, even with advantage, I got a 9.
All right, well, they rolled a 5, so you still won out. Some of them are just like, that's bullshit. The other ones are like, hey, shut the fuck up. You want to be like those people over there, where their shit isn't growing. I mean, we get a lot of commerce here because they come and buy our food and stuff. We grow more than we can eat. I mean, has anybody here ever had a winter that they didn't have food? And nobody's like, no. I mean, come on. Can't be any worse than living with fucking those fucks over there, and he points towards the castle.
So, not to mention, as a personal point, you can make worse deals.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. So, are you agreed to this as a town?
They're like, the majority of them are, I guess. A few of them are like, no, and they're like, we're just gonna leave. And they're like, you know what? If you want to leave, go ahead. Good riddance. We didn't like your people anyways.
Don't worry, they won't shoehorn you into anything.
Yeah. So, is any of you going to go talk to the shoe people?
Sure.
Sure.
No. I want to go talk to Jack and tell him that they agreed to the deal.
All right. So you guys walk over to where the shoe group is, and one of them steps forward, and he's a gnarled old boot and shit, and he's like, yes, how can I help you?
Well, actually, we were hoping that we could help you.
I don't know how you could do that. Our whole world is gone. We have no place to go, and we have little ones to feed.
I mean,
But we're listening.
I'm not particularly an expert on such things, but I know a pernicious green goblin that knows a thing or two. I'm gonna look at Jubei.
Jubei's like, yeah. Sure. I know some one-legged people with left feet that would love. He said, all right, fine.
Scribe's like going to come back and say, look, it's simple. There's idiots here who are leaving because they don't want to agree to Jack's terms. So there's going to be some houses empty. The shoes can live there. This is a left territory, as is obvious. They can eat here and raise their little ones here.
Why don't you just give them back their planet?
No.
Oh, good grief. How much is a bag of holding? I'll buy you one.
It's about between 400 and 600 gold.
Oh, I'll buy you 2.
I can buy one if I can find one. I have found one, and I didn't even have to pay for it. And it's even better than a regular bag of holding.
Yeah, you can live in it.
For 10 minutes.
No, there's breathable air in there.
Ah, yes, but there were shoes living in it. He never said the shoes breathed.
Also, I mean, it's just one short step away from having another bag of holding being put in it, and then you're winding up in the astral sea.
Yeah, because that never happens.
Sometimes, if you don't show up for a game, your DM will make a deal for you.
Yeah, there is that.
Actually, I don't think that was the DM. I think that was the dumb players.
Oh no, that was Clay going. So you just stick the portable hole and the bag inside the bag of holding and jump out the window.
That's true. Clay didn't know any better.
Jubei's like, Scribe,
Come on, back there, planet.
come on, man.
Jubei, do you have one? Do you have a bag of holding? I will literally pay 600 gold just to have to give them back their coin?
It's like, of course I got a bag of holding.
Okay, I will.
But you have a normal bag of holding.
Yeah, I got a couple thousand, but it's up to Scribe if he wants to give up that.
Look, the only payment I want for this mission is a bag of holding. It does not have to be this bag of holding.
He's like, all right, fine. He reaches behind him, he pulls one. He's like, here, bag of holding.
Okay, I'll take a bag of holding.
All right.
And I give Jubei the special bag of holding.
All right. He says, all right, shoot people back in your hole. They're like, yay!
Yeah, but didn't he also toss out the houses as well?
He's like, yeah, I'll fix that shit too. So for the next 10 minutes, the shoes are stampeding into the bag, and he's just kind of sitting there, just like, you see, he's got this like, what the fuck kind of look on his face.
Now you know how the rest of us feel.
No, not really, but I can, but I don't go there a lot of times because you guys are fucked up. Anyways, so they all get back in there with the exception of a few. They're maybe about 50 of them are like, we're going to try our luck out in the world. So I was like, okay. Well, he looks at you and goes like, I really don't know what the fuck you want me to do with this bag.
Why don't you just give it back to your friends?
He's like, oh, yeah. He opens a little fucking door and he throws it through it.
I mean,
he's like, take your fucking bag. Huh?
Now that I think about it, if he survived off of good vibes, why didn't he just, live with the shoes?
Well, maybe the shoes were keeping him good.
Maybe. I like that idea.
So, and actually when he goes to close the thing, some hands pop out and elongate it, and Jack steps out. He's like, so you talk to him?
We talked to them. And the majority agreed to the contract. A few didn't, but they're leaving.
Okay.
Because they're idiots.
And everybody's like, it's a jackalope. Jackaboo.
All hail Jack.
And they all like look at him. And he's like, kind of dusts himself off a little bit. And he says, hello, people. I am Jack. I'm not a dick. Just by the way, I just want to throw that out there right now.
Yeah. Don't you people have like 1,000 years worth of celebrations to be getting ready for?
Hell yeah. He claps his hands, and all these tables appear with food on them and shit, and a mariachi band, and they start playing and shit. He's like, let's party, people. Woo! And they fucking start partying. You guys gonna join them?
We're 10 years old.
So? That's up to you guys.
No thanks.
Yeah, Eridan's lightweight enough. I don't think that's a good idea as a, 10-year-old child.
Yeah. Then she'll be showing everyone her UAG bin.
Oh, that would be bad.
She is not warped and twisted enough as a child to do that.
Yeah. So Jubei's like, all right, well, I guess I should take you guys back. He looks at Jack. He's like, I'll see you in a couple of ventures. He's like, yeah, I'm sure you will.
Great.
Well, I liked him.
Yeah. So,
He was okay.
Jubei opens the door and he says, after you, children.
Before we leave, the rest of you didn't get your gold nuggets.
Oh.
If you want them.
Yeah, old man's like, oh, yeah, here. He walks over and he hands you the bag of nuggets. It's probably about 4 pounds of gold nuggets in there.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He's like, well, I have everything I need. I don't need it. It's something I found.
Seriously, we might look like kids, but there's more to us than meets the eye. We don't need your gold.
He's
Yeah.
like, all right. He says, well, he hands the bag to Jack. And he says, you need this? He's like, I sure the hell don't, but I'll take it. And he grabs it. And he says, look, everybody, gold for everybody. And he slings the bag, and all the gold flies out. Hits a couple people in the head, but they're like, oh, hell yeah, gold. We're rich. He's like, oh, I'm not using it. So Jubei's, well, if you guys are ready, we'll go ahead and head back.
Yeah, might as well get back to the party.
And Jubei,
Yeah.
why'd you get us to do all this?
Because you four were bored and you wanted to jump into a game.
Huh?
Because Jubei, it's hard to explain. Way into the future, people watch what we do, and Jubei somehow gets his kicks off of it, and maybe some money.
Good ratings.
Some would say he even breaks the fourth wall occasionally.
What the heck's the fourth
Not
wall?
really sure what that means yet, but
Scribe is totally convinced that Jubei is like the god of creation and is just screwing with everybody.
Yeah.
Jack looks at you guys and he like nods. He's like, I ain't fucking with that guy, but I got a party. See ya. And he hops over to a bunch of kids. He's like, hey kids, check this out. And he like starts like pulling like these colored eggs out of his pockets. Check it out. They're not even real eggs. They got candy inside them. They're all like, how does that fucking work? They're all like trying to open the eggs and shit.
Wait a second. Before we leave, I'm still 10. He has candy?
Yeah. So you run around picking up candy eggs?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like sneak and attack little kids from behind to get
All right. So you managed to like steal like a bunch of fucking candy. You got your all your pockets are full.
Yeah, and like
Stuff.
there's like chocolate all around my mouth.
Yeah. So Scribe's like got a chocolate high now. But it's really good chocolate. It's like really good like premium fucking Godiva kind of shit or some of that really good stuff from fucking Switzerland or whatever. Anyways, yeah, so there's just an assortment of different kind of candy and stuff, and even the old lady brings out these like little cupcakes and stuff. She's like, "Yeah, I just made them this morning."
I'm not eating those.
Yeah,
I'm not eating those. I don't trust her.
You see all the kids like grabbing them, they're all scarfing them down their face and shit.
Yeah.
Jubei grabs one, and eats one. He's like, "Yeah, not too bad."
I like one.
Yeah. They taste pretty good. Just like regular cupcakes, you know, with like sugar cream frosting. So
I've read the stories. I know what old ladies giving candy away to kids do. You end up in the stew pot or worse.
yeah, she's standing like 5 feet away from me. She's like with this mad scowl on her face, like, I don't do that. I eat the damn things myself. Why do you think I got no teeth? And she smiles and she's got like one tooth.
well, see, that was a lie. You've got one tooth left.
It's like, it's falling out.
Yeah. You
Would
lost.
you like me to take care of that for you?
No. I'm good. Why are these children so violent towards me all the time?
I was just offering to help you.
Yes, I understand your innuendos.
What?
There was no innuendo. We'll just knock your tooth out if you want us to.
I was just going to
She
shoot
just-
it out with an arrow.
She just walks away. Like
See,
under
this is why you two don't have friends.
Well, I could cut it out and even cure wounds or afterwards, so it wouldn't hurt so much.
Again, this is why you have no friends.
Jubei's like, I'm your friend, Scribe.
I don't want any friends. Who said
did.
that?
I'm
Did
going
you-
through the portal. I'm out of here. I had my cupcake.
All right. So you all leave. Candy filled to the brim in your pockets and all that shit. And you get back to Illumina, and once you come in through the dimensional door on the other side, you're back to your regular selves. And you're back right there where the campfire is. Doesn't seem like you've been that long, because fucking when you left, Kukio was making like this fucking mixed drink, and when you got back, he's still working on it. He's a little tipsy. Revjack's over there singing fucking old Nordish drinking songs, and some other people are fucking singing along with him and stuff, and you guys are having a good old time. But you come back, hands, a little dirty, but other than that, nobody sees you though, and he says, just walk over there and jump back in your bodies, and you'll wake up.
Okay.
Oh.
So you go back and you lay back into your body, and you wake up with the start, and everybody's like, wow, that was like the fastest 1 second fucking nap you ever took. And Jubei is still sitting in the same spot, smiling real big. Yeah, it was a fun fucking trip.
Except for that awkward part where you tried to send me back to my past. That was not cool.
I didn't send you back to your past.
We were really close.
Well, I mean, if you wanted to go back and destroy somebody for doing something to you, I'm up for that.
If I had my own way, I would have destroyed my whole kingdom.
We could do that too, on top of large chocopos.
The heck's a chocobo?
I have heard of those. They're like giant riding chickens.
Yes. With laser beams.
Okay, I don't know what a laser beam is.
One day you will. One day Chabo's going to convince you all to play a laser beam game.
Is it like Scorching Ray?
Hell yes. It's fun.
I remember laser beams. We were in a bunch of like metal ships flying around in the sky, and we had to fight a
just
guy.
like that.
We had to fight a guy named Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
Who's Darth Vader?
He was this pretty tough guy we had to fight. He was all black and tall and had this glowing sword thing.
You mean a sun sword?
Something kind of like that, but not exactly. He had like 5 actions every round.
It was Darth Vader.
Like
Jimmy's like, what do you expect? He's Darth Vader.
every time one of us got to act, he got like 3 actions.
He scared the whole universe. What do you want me to do?
Yeah,
I
he
just
was.
make it,
Guys,
I couldn't make him a
talking.
pussy.
He was a
What are you
little.
guys talking about? We don't act in rounds and actions. What's wrong with you people? This isn't Dungeons and Dragons.
He's like, nope, but I have a game like that. And with that, I'm going to stop the broadcast.